Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're doing some serious time travel to a society so astonishingly advanced, it honestly might put some of our modern metropolises to shame. We are exploring the lost utopia, the art, the architecture, and just the sheer brilliance of the Indus Valley civilization. Let's get right into it. To guide our journey, we're actually going to use these beautifully structured, handwritten study notes. Picture us just slowly panning down this crisp notebook page, right? Zooming in on the headings, unpacking the secrets of this groundbreaking civilization line by line, and really absorbing the history they contain. Okay, first things first, I want you to lock this number into your head. 5,000. This civilization existed a massive 5,000 years ago, and yet, their town planning and infrastructure were so incredibly sophisticated that they were, objectively speaking, better than a lot of cities we live in today. So here is our roadmap for the explainer. 1, an overview of the civilization. 2, master urban planners. 3, architecture and the Great Bath. 4, art, crafts, and culture. 5, the undeciphered script. And 6, ancient versus modern cities. All right, Section 1, overview of the civilization. Moving right into Section 2, master urban planners. Imagine walking down a perfectly straight, super broad, well-paved street 5 millennia ago. I mean, it's wild. These cities were laid out in a strict grid pattern with roads running precisely north-south and east-west. The city itself was divided up into neat blocks with houses lining both sides. And the real kicker? They had highly advanced drainage and sewerage systems running right underneath those very streets. Which brings us to Section 3, architecture and the Great Bath. Look, they weren't just throwing up simple mud huts here. These builders used incredibly sturdy baked bricks, joining them meticulously with mud, gypsum, and lime. They were building courtyard houses that soared 2 to 3 floors high, with actual internal stairs. They even specifically placed windows on the sidewalls to get maximum natural light and a nice breeze. Beyond homes, they built massive granaries, warehouses, and these huge protective walls. Oh, and remember those sewers? Their indoor bathrooms literally connected straight to the street drains. Now this part is an absolute marvel of engineering. Mohenjo-daro's Great Bath. It looks exactly like a modern-day swimming pool. 14 by 7 meters, about 2.4 meters deep. But the absolute genius here is the waterproofing. They actually used baked bricks, joined with tar and gypsum, to make it completely leak-proof, draining the water perfectly out a corner drain. It was likely this grand centerpiece for bathing and religious ceremonies. Up next, Section 4, art, crafts, and culture. Zooming in on the human level really shows you just how vibrant their daily lives were. They were prolific artists, working with terracotta, stone, and metal. They give us iconic artifacts like the bearded priest king and that famous dancing girl statue, which tells us they totally embraced dance. They had this beautiful wheel-made pottery painted in vivid blues, reds, greens, and yellows. They clearly loved music too, using harps and stringed instruments. It was just this highly organized, very clean lifestyle based around trade, farming, and incredible craftsmanship. And they absolutely loved their jewelry. We're talking necklaces, bangles, earrings made from clay beads, shells, and soapstone. To give you a sense of just how intricate this was, archaeologists uncovered a single grave in Harappa that had a stunning necklace made of over 300 individual beads. Just wow. Let's turn to Section 5, the undeciphered script. So they had a writing system for communication, trade, and identity, often stamped right onto seals by traders. But instead of alphabet letters, they used picture signs. They'd write them right to left, sometimes left to right, on soft clay, stone, metal, you name it. But here's the incredibly frustrating part for historians. The writing is super brief. The absolute longest continuous string we've ever found is just 26 signs long. Now, despite how short the texts are, experts have actually identified over 400 distinct picture signs across all these artifacts. But, get this, no one can read it, to this day. Despite decades of research, supercomputers, and the world's best linguists, the script is a complete mystery. They were master engineers and artists, but they left us a linguistic puzzle that we literally cannot crack. Finally, Section 6. Ancient versus modern cities. I really want you to look at this side-by-side comparison with me, because it is honestly a bit startling. On one side, 5,000 years ago, the Indus Valley had strict grid-like planning. Today, A lot of our cities are just an unplanned, sprawling mess. They had broad, straight roads. We battle narrow, congested streets. They had incredibly advanced drainage, while modern cities constantly struggle with flooding. They prioritized a pristine environment. We fight pollution and garbage everywhere. And while they built sturdy, multi-story homes for their people, we still have major housing crises today. In some ways, it kind of feels like we've regressed. So, looking back at our notes, what are the big takeaways? These people were exceptionally skilled and intelligent. Their town planning was off the charts for its time. Their culture was rich with art, writing, dance, and music. They are just a truly amazing, shining example of early human civilization. Which leaves us with one pretty humbling question to wrap up on. If a society completely without computers or heavy machinery could master the grid, perfect city drainage, and keep their environment clean 5,000 years ago, what exactly is our excuse today? Thanks so much for hanging out with me on this explainer. I'll let you chew on that one until next time.